You are standing in the middle of a storm. The wind is howling. The rain is hitting your face like small stones. You are cold. You are tired. You are fighting the wind, pushing against it with your hands, screaming at the clouds to stop. But the storm does not care. The storm does not listen. You cannot stop the rain. You cannot argue with the wind. But you can do something else. You can stop fighting the weather and you can start building a shelter. Most people think acceptance is weakness. They think it means giving up. They're wrong. Acceptance is not lying down in the mud. Acceptance is finding the solid ground so you can build a castle. Today, we are not talking about feelings. We are talking about bricks. We are talking about the mechanics of rebuilding your life when everything falls apart. Welcome to Luminary English, where stories light the way to better English. You're not just watching a video, you're stepping into a story. Listen closely, feel every word, and let today be the chapter that changes your English forever. Step 1. Stop the bleeding. Imagine you are driving a car. You are driving fast on a wet road. Suddenly, you lose control. The car spins. You hear the screech of tires. You hear the crunch of metal. You crash into a tree. There is smoke. There is broken glass. There is silence. What is the first thing you do? Do you try to drive the car away? Do you press the gas pedal? No. The car is broken. If you press the gas, you will destroy the engine. You will make the fire bigger. The first thing you must do is stop. You turn off the engine. You get out of the car. You stand on the side of the road and you breathe. In life, when a crisis happens, when you lose a job, or a relationship ends, or you fail a big test, your instinct is to panic. Your brain screams, "Fix it! Fix it now! Do something!" You want to make phone calls. You want to send angry messages. You want to beg. You want to run. This is the crash, and if you keep driving, you will destroy the engine. You are in a state of shock. Your brain is flooded with cortisol, the stress hormone. You are not thinking clearly. You are reacting. The protocol here is simple but difficult. It is called the pause. You must stop the bleeding before you can heal the wound. You must stop the car before you can fix the engine. Give yourself a rule. For the next 24 hours, you will make no big decisions. You will not send that text message. You will not apply for 10 new jobs in a panic. You will not yell at your family. You will simply stop. You will let the dust settle. You will let the smoke clear. You cannot fix a machine while it is still moving. Stop the machine. Step 2. Look at the map. Imagine you are a traveler. You want to go to New York, but you are lost. You are standing in the middle of a city. You look at your map. You want to be in London, but the street signs say Paris. You have two choices. Choice A is denial. You say, "No, this is London. I am sure this is London. I will just keep walking, and I will find my hotel." If you do this, you will stay lost forever. You are fighting reality. Choice B is radical truth. You look at the street sign. You say, "I am in Paris. I didn't want to be in Paris. I hate Paris, but I am in Paris." Once you admit where you are, you can find the way out. You cannot navigate to a new destination if you do not know your starting point. This is the hardest part for most people. We lie to ourselves. We say, "I am not sad, I am just tired." We say, "My English is not bad, the test was just unfair." We say, "I didn't lose my money, It is just a temporary setback. These are lies, and lies are like a fog. You cannot build on a foundation of fog. You need concrete, you need rock. You must look at the map of your life. You must admit the ugly truth. You must say, I am broke, or I am lonely, or I have wasted 3 years of my life. This hurts. It feels like a punch to the stomach, but it is necessary. This is the mechanic inspecting the damage. He cannot fix the car if he pretends the engine is fine. He must look at the broken part and say, this is broken. Write it down. Make a list called The Ugly Truth. Write down exactly where you are. This is not to hurt you. This is to locate you. Once you know you are in the deep forest, you can finally take out your compass and find the way home. Step 3. Feel the fire. Let us look at the physics of emotion. Imagine a pressure cooker. It is a metal pot with a lid that locks tight. You put water inside and you put it on the fire. The water gets hot. It turns into steam. The steam wants to expand. It pushes against the metal. If the pressure cooker has a safety valve, the steam can escape slowly. It makes a noise, shh, but the pot is safe. Now imagine you weld the valve shut. You seal it completely. You leave it on the fire. What happens? The pressure builds. It doubles. It triples. And eventually the metal cannot hold it. The pot explodes. It destroys the kitchen. It hurts the people standing nearby. Your emotions are the steam. Sadness, anger, fear, betrayal. This is energy. It is heat. Many people try to be strong. They think strong means silent. They seal the lid. They say, I will not cry. I will not be angry. I will be a stoic. This is dangerous. You are building a bomb inside your chest. If you do not let the steam out, it will come out later. It will come out as sickness. It will come out as anxiety. It will come out as a sudden explosion of rage at a person who does not deserve it. You must be the mechanic of your own pressure valve. You must schedule time to feel the fire. This is a practical step. Set a timer for 10 minutes. Go into a room alone. Close the door. For 10 minutes, you are allowed to feel everything. You can cry. You can punch a pillow. You can write angry words on a piece of paper and then burn the paper. You are releasing the pressure. You are not being weak. You are performing maintenance on the machine. You are lowering the pressure so the vessel does not break. When the timer stops, you wash your face. You open the door. You go back to work. You have vented the steam. Now you are safe to operate. Step 4. Separate the story. There is a difference between what happens in the world and what happens in your head. There is the fact, and there is the story. Imagine a camera. A camera is objective. A camera does not have feelings. If a camera records you losing your job, what does it see? It sees a manager speaking. It sees you nodding. It sees you packing a box. It sees you walking out the door. That is the fact. I lost my employment. Now, imagine the director of a movie. The director adds music. He adds a voiceover. He adds dramatic lighting. The director in your head says, I lost my job because I am stupid. I will never find another job. My family will starve. I am a failure. That is the story. The fact is usually manageable. I need a new job. That is a problem to solve. It is a mechanic's job. The story is unmanageable. I am a failure. How do you fix that? You cannot fix a ghost. You cannot fix a nightmare. Most of our pain comes from the story, not the fact. The fact is a heavy weight, yes, but the story is a crushing mountain. You must learn to separate them. When you feel a wave of panic, stop. Ask yourself, what would the camera see? The camera sees a bank account with $0. That is a fact. The camera does not see a hopeless future. That is a story you are inventing. When you separate the story from the fact, you regain your power. You stop fighting monsters and you start fixing problems. A mechanic does not cry because the car is broken. He does not say the car hates him. He looks at the broken part and he picks up a wrench. Be the mechanic. Step 5. Clean the floor. When your mind is chaos, your environment usually becomes chaos. Look around your room right now. Is it clean? Is the bed made? Are there dirty cups on the table? Are there clothes on the floor? When we are in pain, we stop taking care of the outside world. We live in a mess. But here's the secret. The outside affects the inside. Imagine a workshop. A master carpenter wants to build a beautiful table, but his workshop is full of trash. There's sawdust everywhere. The tools are rusty. The lights are broken. Can he build a masterpiece in this room? No. He will trip over the trash. He will lose his hammer. He will feel stressed and confused. Before the carpenter builds, he sweeps the floor. He organizes the tools. He wipes the bench. You must do the same. You cannot rebuild your life in a dirty room. The visual noise creates mental noise. Every time you look at a pile of dirty laundry, your brain loses a tiny bit of energy. It is a constant drain on your battery. You might say, I am too depressed to clean. I understand. The weight is heavy, but you do not need to clean the whole house. Clean one corner, just one. Clear your desk, or shine the sink in the bathroom, or make your bed perfectly. This is not just about hygiene. This is about control. When your life feels out of control, cleaning is a way to prove to yourself that you still have power. You can change your environment. You can create order from chaos. When you stand in a clean spot, your mind clears. You have prepared the workshop. Now you are ready to work. Step 6. Move the machine. Sadness lives in a still body. Anxiety lives in a frozen body. Think about water. If water sits in a pond and never moves, what happens? It becomes green. It becomes stagnant. It smells bad. Mosquitoes breed in it. It becomes toxic. Now think about a river. The water rushes over the rocks. It is clear. It is fresh. It is full of life. Your body is mostly water. If you sit in a chair for 3 days, staring at the wall, you become the stagnant pond. Your blood moves slowly. Your oxygen levels drop. Your brain produces less dopamine. You are trapping the toxicity inside you. You cannot think your way out of a depression. You must move your way out of it. This is biology. It is mechanics. An engine that sits in the cold for too long will not start. You have to crank it. You have to warm the oil. You do not need to run a marathon. You just need to circulate the fluid. The protocol is the walk outside rule. Every day, you must put on your shoes and walk outside for 15 minutes. You must feel the air on your skin. You must see the horizon. When you walk, your eyes move from side to side. This lateral eye movement actually reduces stress in the emotional center of the brain. It is a biological mechanism. When you move your body, you are shaking the stagnant water. You are turning the river back on. You will find that your thoughts change when your legs are moving. You cannot build a new life while sitting on the sofa. Stand up. Step 7. Find the first brick. When you look at the ruin of your life, it is overwhelming. You see a giant pile of rubble. You think, I need to build a great wall. I need to build a massive castle. The task is too big. Your brain freezes. It is called cognitive overload. It is like trying to eat a whole cow in one bite. You will choke. A master mason does not think about the wall. He thinks about the brick. He holds one brick in his hand. He looks at the mortar. He places that one brick perfectly. He taps it. He checks the level. He makes sure that one single brick is perfect. Then, and only then, does he pick up the second brick. You must stop looking at the horizon. Stop thinking about fixing your life. That is too big. Just find the first brick. What is a brick? It is a micro-action. It is a task that takes less than 5 minutes. Maybe the first brick is open the mail. Maybe the first brick is wash one dish. Maybe the first brick is send one email. Do not think about the second brick. Focus all your attention on the first one. Do it well. When you finish, you will feel a tiny spark of victory. That is dopamine. That is fuel. Then you find the next brick. If you lay one brick every day, in a year you will have a wall. If you just stare at the pile of rubble and cry about how big it is, in a year you will still have nothing. Lay the brick. Step 8. Change the fuel. Your brain is an engine. An engine requires fuel to run. If you have a Ferrari and you pour sand and sugar into the gas tank, what happens? The car will not run. It does not matter how expensive the car is. The fuel is poison. What fuel are you putting in your brain right now? If you are waking up and scrolling through social media, looking at people who are richer, happier, and more beautiful than you are drinking poison. You are fueling your engine with envy and inadequacy. If you are watching the news for 3 hours a day, seeing war, crime, and disaster, you are drinking poison. You are fueling your engine with fear. You cannot rebuild your life on a diet of poison. You need high-octane fuel. You need hope. You need knowledge. You need strength. You must go on a diet. Not a food diet, but a mental diet. Cut the supply line of the enemy. Stop watching the news. Stop following people who make you feel small. Instead, feed your brain with things that make you stronger. Read a biography of a person who survived a tragedy. Listen to a podcast about psychology or business. Watch a video that teaches you a new skill. This is mechanical. Garbage in, garbage out. Quality in, quality out. If you want your brain to solve difficult problems, you must give it the right nutrients. Protect your eyes. Protect your ears. They are the intake valves of your engine. Step 9. Audit the crew. Imagine you are on a lifeboat in the middle of the ocean. The ship has sunk. You are trying to row to an island. There are 4 people in the boat with you. 2 of them are rowing. They are tired, but they are working. They say, "Keep going. We can see the island. We are almost there." The other 2 are sitting in the back. They are holding a drill. They are drilling holes in the bottom of the boat. They are saying, "We are going to die. There is no point. Give up. The ocean is too big." What do? Do you argue with the people drilling holes? Do you try to convince them to be happy? No. You throw them off the boat. This sounds harsh, but your life is the lifeboat. You are in a crisis. You are trying to survive. You cannot afford to carry people who are drilling holes in your confidence. Look at the people around you. Who are your friends? Who do you talk to every day? Are they builders? Do they hand you a brick? Or do they hand you a hammer to smash what you have built? If you have a friend who is always negative, who always complains, who loves to gossip about how bad the world is, you must distance yourself. You do not have to be mean. You do not have to make a scene. Just step back. Energy is contagious. If you stand next to a sick person, you get sick. If you stand next to a defeated person, you become defeated. Find the rowers. Find the people who are sweating and fighting to survive. Sit next to them. Step 10. Kill the perfect plan. There is a trap that smart people fall into. It is the trap of the perfect plan. You sit at your desk. You write a plan. You say, I will start my new life on Monday. But first, I need to buy a new notebook. And I need to research the best gym. And I need to wait until the weather is better. You are waiting for the perfect conditions. You are waiting for the stars to align. Here is the truth. The stars will never align. The traffic lights will never all be green at the same time. This waiting is not preparation. It is procrastination. It is fear wearing a mask. You are afraid to start, so you hide behind the planning. Imagine a waiting room in a hospital. You are sitting there, sick. You are waiting for the doctor to come and cure you. You wait for an hour. You wait for a day. You wait for a year. The doctor is not coming. You are the doctor. You must heal yourself. You must kill perfectionism. Perfectionism is the enemy of progress. A bad plan executed today is better than a perfect plan executed next year. Do it badly. Do it messily. Do it wrong. Start the business, even if the logo is ugly. Speak English, even if your grammar is terrible. Go to the gym, even if you don't have the right shoes. Action creates clarity. You cannot learn how to drive a car by reading a book about engines. You have to get in the car and stall the engine a few times. Embrace the mess. The mess is where the magic happens. Step 11. Embrace the not yet. We live in a world of instant gratification. We want Amazon Prime delivery. We want fast food. We want a pill that makes us thin in 1 week. We want an app that teaches us English in 1 month. This is a lie. Real change, deep structural change, is slow. If you plant a seed today, do you come back tomorrow and scream at the ground? Where is my tree? Why is there no fruit? I planted you yesterday. That would be insanity. Yet, we do this to ourselves. We go to the gym for 1 week, look in the mirror and say, I'm still fat. This doesn't work. You must learn the lesson of the bamboo tree. When you plant Chinese bamboo, nothing happens for 4 years. You water it. You fertilize it. You see nothing. The ground is flat. But under the ground, a massive root system is growing. It is spreading deep and wide. It is building a foundation strong enough to hold a giant. Then, in the 5th year, the bamboo shoots up. It grows 80 feet in 6 weeks. Did it grow 80 feet in 6 weeks? No. It grew 80 feet in 5 years. The 4 years of invisibility were necessary. You are in the invisible phase right now. You are building habits. You are changing your mindset. You are laying bricks. You cannot see the castle yet. The world cannot see your success yet. Do not stop watering. Do not stop building. You must fall in love with the boredom of consistency. You must embrace the siegesti. Not yet. The result is coming, but only if you respect the season of roots. Step 12. Use the pain as fuel. There is a concept in chemistry called alchemy. It is the ancient idea of turning lead into gold. You have a lot of lead right now. You have heaviness, you have anger, you have regret, you have sadness. Most people try to throw this away. They try to numb it with alcohol, or distraction, or sleep. But a master mechanic knows that energy is energy. Fire is fire. You can use fire to burn your house down, or you can use fire to forge a sword. Anger is a very powerful fuel. Sadness is a very potent fuel. If someone broke your heart, use that pain. Do not sit and cry. Take that energy and put it into the gym. Push the weights with your anger. If someone said you were stupid, use that insult. Take that energy and study for 4 hours. Let the spite drive you. It is okay to be driven by a dark energy in the beginning. It is okay to say, I will prove them wrong. Imagine a blacksmith. He takes a piece of cold iron. He puts it in the fire. He hits it with a heavy hammer. The iron screams, but slowly it becomes sharp. It becomes strong. You are the iron. The crisis is the fire. The pain is the hammer. Do not run from the hammer. Let it shape you. Let it make you sharp. Turn your lead into gold. Step 13, learn one new tool. When we fail, we feel incompetent. We feel small. Our confidence is shattered. The fastest way to rebuild confidence is to build competence. You need to get good at something, anything. You need to add a new tool to your tool belt. It does not have to be a big degree. It does not have to be a PhD. Learn how to cook one amazing meal. Learn how to fix a leaking tap. Learn 10 new words in English that relate to finance. Learn how to use a new software program. When you learn a skill, your brain changes. You feel a sense of agency. You think, I didn't know this yesterday. I know it today. I have grown. This is the antidote to helplessness. Helplessness says, I cannot change anything. Learning says, I can change myself. Make it a mission. For the next 30 days, learn one small thing every day. Watch a tutorial, read a chapter, practice a chord on the guitar. You are equipping yourself. You are putting on armor. With every new skill, you stand a little taller. You are not just a victim of the storm anymore. You are a skilled survivor. Step 14. Look in the mirror. There is a strange paradox in psychology. When you focus only on your own pain, your pain grows. It becomes a magnifying glass. All you see is your own wound. I am sad. I am poor. I am lonely. The I becomes a prison. The quickest way to escape this prison is to stop looking at yourself and look at someone else. This is the mirror effect. When you help someone else, you heal yourself. When you are in the mud, look around. There is someone else in the mud next to you. Reach out your hand and pull them up. When you pull them up, you must stand on solid ground to get leverage. The act of helping forces you to be strong. It can be small. Send a text to a friend asking how curie they are. Cook a meal for your parents. Help a colleague with a problem. When you are of service to others, you signal to your brain, I have value. I have resources. I have enough to share. This breaks the cycle of scarcity. It breaks the loop of poor me. It turns you from a beggar into a benefactor. You are not just a broken thing that needs fixing. You are a functional machine that can help others. This realization is the turning point. It is the moment the engine roars back to life. Step 15, write the new chapter. Finally, we must talk about identity. We all tell ourselves stories about who we are. I am an engineer. I am a husband. I am a successful person. When a crisis hits, these identities are often destroyed. You lose the job, so you are no longer the engineer. You lose the spouse, so you are no longer the husband. You feel like you have died, but you are not the character in the book. You are the author of the book. The character may have had a terrible chapter. The character may have lost everything in chapter 5, but the book is not finished. You are holding the pen. The page is blank. You have the power to decide what happens in chapter 6. You can write a tragedy where the character gives up and fades away. Or you can write a redemption arc. You can write the story of the comeback. You must consciously shift your identity. Stop saying, I am a failure. Start saying, I am a builder. Stop saying, I am broken. Start saying, I am healing. This is not just positive thinking. It is a command to your nervous system. You are defining the role you will play from today onwards. The past is ink that is dried. You cannot change it. Do not try to erase it. It is part of the story. It adds depth. It adds drama. But the future is wet ink. It is waiting for you to move the pen. So, pick up the pen and write a sentence that makes you proud. I remember a time when the sky fell on me. I was not the coach then. I was not the awakener. I was a man sitting on the floor of an empty apartment with no money, no plan, and a heart that felt like it was full of broken glass. I remember the silence. It was so heavy. I waited for someone to come and save me. I waited for the phone to ring. I waited for the apology that never came. I waited for the money to magically appear. Nothing happened. The dust just settled on the floor. It took me a long time to realize that no one was coming. The cavalry was not coming. I looked at my hands. They were shaking, but they were my hands. And I realized that if I wanted to get off that floor, I had to use these hands to push myself up. I started with 1 brick. I washed the dishes, then I walked outside. Then I read 1 page of a book. It was slow. It was painful. It was not a movie montage with inspiring music. It was quiet, grinding work. But day by day, the floor became a foundation. The foundation became a wall. And the wall became a house. I am telling you this because I want you to know. I am not speaking from a book. I am speaking from the mud. I have been there, and I know the way out. You now have the protocol. You have the tools. You have the map. The storm is still blowing outside. I cannot stop the wind for you, but you do not need the wind to stop. You are not a leaf that blows away. You are the architect. Do not just listen to this video and nod your head. Do not just click to the next video. That is passive. That is staying in the crash. Turn off the screen. Look at your room. Find the first brick and lay it. If you are ready to build, if you are ready to master not just your life but your English, then you are in the right place. Subscribe to Luminary English. Join us in the comments. Tell me, what is your first brick? The storm is strong, but you are the house. Build.